Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to this, we'll say, live session on very interesting topic, especially for Meipadam teachers. I mean, the people who are already teaching Meipadam, and also all the students who are aspiring to become Meipadam teachers. So again, I have with me Rupa here. Hi, Rupa. Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning to you, and yeah, good afternoon to everybody else watching and all over the
Yeah,
world. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
good to be here. It's a very interesting topic indeed, and probably rarely spoken about topic as well, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. So I kind of felt the need to uh, talk about this topic is because what I have observed, which is um, yeah, I would say I kind of find it weird, is that over a period of, let's say, last few years, I've been observing Meipadam teachers, and the way they teach is that whenever they have learned Meipadam, um, they record themselves after the class is over. They record all the movements that they have known, or otherwise they record the class itself. But in any case, what they have done is, instead of understanding, feeling through the class, and understanding how the movements connected with each other, what they have ended up doing is that they have, over a period of years, they have been just using the same recordings to conduct the class, so it's like every month recycling through those 20 or 30 recordings, a year, and year after year after year. So I wanted to ask you, is that a correct way to teach? And, why these teachers are doing this? And what is your approach? How you have been teaching?
So yeah, I totally see your point, and I have known of teachers teaching like that, and it is definitely a way to teach, but in my opinion, probably not the ideal or the best way for yourself and for the students' benefit. I don't think either of them benefits from that sort of an approach where you're sort of, playing the same recording day after day, session after session, and just, going through the same moves, because I think as much as the student evolves during the learning process and learns more and understands more, the teacher also should be on their journey. The teacher is always a student first, and also a teacher eventually, sort of idea is where I come from. So the teacher never stops being a student and shouldn't ever stop being a student to be a good teacher. So as you evolve on your journey as a student, the teacher is also evolving on their journey in their own way and building up from to their knowledge. They should be able to transfer that knowledge to their students. Otherwise, you're not doing justice to the knowledge, to yourself or to the student. So somewhere that's where our talk of when we do our TTC, the teachers training course, is we focus on the hybrid approach, the responsive approach, where you have a certain structure in mind which you follow, but then you also bring in the new knowledge that you have been gathering steadily over the period in time that you have been working yourself with Meipadam. So I think that would be a fair way to the knowledge and to the student and to yourself, because the more you teach, the more you become a better teacher. So and the knowledge also flourishes much better that way. It stays more alive and
Mm.
strong.
Mm. So is that the way you personally teach?
That's the
Uh,
way I would personally teach. Yes, have a structure in mind. So I have a silhouette of what I'm going to teach, the main elements of what I'm going to teach. Whatever I'm teaching, Tai Chi or Meipadam, whatever I'm teaching, I always have a main structure in mind so that I cover the key points. But then you always have to respond to what you see in front of you. So it'll be a bit more apparent. Our one-to-one sessions, it's much more easily spotted where when we are working with the people with a lot of health issues and stuff, you have to respond to what they are feeling, how they are going through the moves. If something doesn't work, we adapt, we change. Or if something doesn't absolutely hurts them, you definitely should stop there and then, and not say, oh yeah, yeah, it's part of your learning process and aches and pains happen. No, you have to be respecting the patient. The patient needs to respect their own body. The student or the client need to respect their own body, and we have to work with the body, not push it in all directions we think is just right by ourselves or by in our minds. That isn't good. That isn't good teaching. That isn't fair on anybody. So the stagnant
Mm.
approach of recycling doesn't really benefit anyone, as I see it.
Mm. Yeah. Um, so, exactly. I mean, when I was learning, which was like quite some time back, I was told that you will remember uh, two things. First is like you'll remember as you practice more and more. And secondly, is that the more you hold on tightly to, whether you'll remember or not, what if you forget? So once you let go of this thinking process, it will be much easier. You'll be more in a flow to teach.
Mm,
So these two things, and in the beginning, I think just for my reference, I used to make like those stick diagrams
mm,
sometimes.
mm,
But I kind of, for long term, I did not really continue that because I was like practicing so much
mm,
every day.
mm,
So the I just didn't feel the need. And
mm,
as just like you said that there has to be, depending on, especially if you're teaching one to one, you have to have some structure in mind, and then looking at how the student is responding, you have to get into the flow of teaching like that.
mm,
um, and which is exactly what I do. And I have seen, in fact, um, and it's very surprising. I'm sure maybe you must have experienced it at some points in your journey of teaching. Is that, and I'm talking about teaching Meipadam classes. So sometimes what happens is, let's say I myself wake up with some kind of pain. Let's say back pain, or let's say headache, and I'll still go ahead and teach the class. And after the class, I'll get at least one message from one of the students who'll say, how do you know I needed this class today? Because I had a headache, or
mm,
so I find this is so the what we talk about intuition being important as a teacher, or even as an artist, as a teacher, as in terms of developing your creativity, it's so important and it's so real. It's not just like some woo woo kind of a thing. It's very much real. So
mm.
teaching intuitively, what do you think?
Yeah, that's a fantastic example you gave. But then again, I would also like to point out this element that everybody is different, and some people are naturally way more intuitive than others. So I also want to put it out there that teachers who are not as intuitive or that tuned in, everybody's got a level of intuition undoubtedly, but like I said, some is much more easily done and more stronger than others. So
Mm,
I don't think that is a barrier for you to teach or not be a good teacher as such. But
exactly.
invariably will play a role, like you said. It
Yeah.
invariably will be part of your teaching process, because once you give in to the process of teaching and you're there focusing on the person in front of you and the moves, I think there's a sort of a bigger, higher wisdom or some, whatever you want to call it, which flows through you, and you call it
Yes.
intuition, whatever you call it. But if you just give into the process and just be mindful there with the move, and not saying, get, like you say rightly, not getting stressed, oh, am I doing it right, do I need to do this, do I have to do that as well, and I have to remember to do this, all of those thoughts apart. Just flow with the moves, which again comes with a bit of time. The more you practice,
Yeah.
like you say, you had extensive practice, thanks to your own personal practice at the sessions you were teaching, you had extensive practice. So for a teacher who's starting for the first time, maybe they may not have that level of practice and may not naturally move to that intuitive space. But with time, they everybody gets there. It's one,
Yes.
2 years, 5 years, 10 years,
Yes.
doesn't matter. Just go with
Yeah.
the flow and work with your personality as well. I think somewhere that also comes in, as to how you learn, how you teach. Everybody's personality is unique, and your teaching style is going to be that bit different. Your experiences are that bit different. They all add up. Everybody makes such unique teachers, and there are students which will benefit from every type of teacher as well.
Right, right.
Um,
That's why there is one thing which I very much focus on telling students is that because I all the time I get these inquiries that how many movements will I get to learn in the course, and I actually have been teaching, especially the students in this teacher training course, that the whole journey of learning Meipadam is not about learning more and more number of movements.
mhm.
It's actually connecting with yourself and trusting your body to such an extent that you don't doubt what your body is telling you.
Yeah.
Like if your body is telling you this is how the flow should be, this is what the next movement should be for this student. Uh, do not doubt that. That's the whole journey of learning Maypadam, and not like learning 1,000 movements and 1,200 movements or 500 movements. That's not a very good mindset. It's kind of,
More left brain approach to the thing,
yeah,
the logical,
yes,
mind sort of
yes,
driven process of it.
yeah,
Um,
yes, yes, yeah,
very much so, very much.
yes,
Um, yeah, like you rightly say, just understanding what my padam is. Wh- if you look at its origins and history and why people started doing my padam, you start from there. You understand the depth of what the process has been for and about, and from there, like you say, the body learns and wants to do other things in other ways, mixes, matches, movements. So it's very difficult to say actually, precisely how many moves there are in my padam, right? Even the slightest of variation can make it a totally different move. How do you count it? How do you measure it, sort of thing, right? So
mm,
like you rightly say, you trust the body and you trust your process, and you uh, be curious. Don't ever lose curiosity, I would say, is a main bottom line for any person, teacher or not. Curiosity always takes you forward, and for a teacher it's all the more necessary. you know can I do something else? How does this feel? How does that do? Looking at the different dimensions and the possibilities and the permutations, combinations, it's fun when you sort of delve it from that perspective, rather than saying, oh, I have to remember the moves and then I have to teach this and this, and that's
yeah,
killing the process. But then
yes,
again, people take their time coming there, getting comfortable with the process. So again, it will definitely happen, but everybody's process is different, journey is different. Now,
yeah.
I want to ask you, Trisha, is your experience of teaching one-to-ones and group sessions. How does the
Mm,
adaptive approach or the responsive approach feature in both of them, you think?
mm, okay, okay. So, when it comes to teaching a group class, it's like it's in a way I will say that you kind of connect with the summary of the energy of everyone in the class, like looking at, okay, in the class, of course, there are some students who will be like weaker with their fitness parameters, and some students will be better. So it's like you have to, and that's what I say when I say that uh, not having like a very fixed lesson plan helps, in the sense that if you're seeing in front of you that some student is struggling with the level of difficulty that you're going with, you can tone it down, and it still feels good. The moment still feels good for the other students also, considering the nature of Maypadam, because we are just there is this rotation, twisting, and all the fitness parameters that it works on. Even though a movement is simple, it still benefits someone who is not a beginner or who is doing slightly better than the rest of the group. And when it comes to teaching one to one, then it's a very then it becomes even deeper and like more intimate kind of a interaction where it is in the sense I love teaching one to one because it kind of gives you this independence to uh, yeah, like freedom to connect with the student in a very deep way and take them through the process of helping them to explore their own body, like their own limitations and how they are having breakthroughs with respect to movements. So, well, both are enjoyable, but it's like there's like a slight difference in how in the kind of fine tuning that you need with the way with the way you think and you are executing things when it comes to teaching both. And I also get one point is that because through our all the years of education, uh, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of education, the system is such that it has taught us not to connect with our intuition. This is what there is, this is what you have to follow because this is correct and this will bring you the results,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So yeah, so we were never ever, I mean, most of the systems that are there, because it's letting you explore your intuition and letting you take decisions based on that is not going to benefit the
Yeah,
larger
yeah,
system.
yeah, indeed.
So yeah, so that's why our education system really discouraged us from learning intuitively and developing
I think
ourselves
that's the right education
intuitively.
system, the more westernized education system which does that. Traditionally, if you're speaking, we weren't like that a couple of centuries ago. So it's more
Correct.
unfortunate recent last few centuries event.
Yeah, and I think the first thing that becomes difficult for people to comprehend is that, oh, how come, like, there are no fixed sequences, like there's no fixed classes. How am I going to remember? And what is the structure? Is there any rule, like any formula? And the people just can't comprehend that
Yes,
how
yes.
come,
Yeah. A totally
but
new
actually.
style of approach. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, if you see, that's why the traditional ways of learning and teaching, I will say,
Hmm.
very intelligent. They challenged us. So what do
Very
you think?
also
Because you have
wonderful.
also,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a wonderful point you made. When they challenge you and you are forced to engage, you do remember it better automatically without effort. So they knew your learning mechanisms and how the brain worked very naturally, and they just worked with that process, isn't it? So that's a very
yeah,
good
yeah.
point you said.
Yeah, it kind of made you independent, like in terms of just learning. I just feel that it sets you free to connect with something higher and not depend on these structures which do not serve anyone. I mean, we have seen from our experience of teaching that bringing in this adaptive approach works wonders for people than delivering recycling through these recorded lessons.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely. Well said. Well
Yeah,
said. Indeed.
yeah.
It's an
So
exciting.
yeah, anything.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Rupa?
I said it's an exciting process for the teacher and the student when you go with this adaptive and a responsive process. It's a evolving journey, which makes it an
Yeah,
evolving journey rather than the cut and dry. Do this move, and that's it. Class over. It doesn't
yeah,
benefit both, like I said from the
yeah.
beginning. So
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes. So, yeah, anything else to add, Rupa? Because we
I
are
guess
at 20 minutes.
Yes, I think we have covered all the main points that we wanted to convey.
Mm.
And, yeah, and we have between us a couple of decades experience to pass on, and we will help students understand deeper of what we just discussed and spoke to um,
Yeah.
through the course anyway. So it's nothing to be
Yeah.
worried about. I think how I'm going to manage it. The thought initially, I know we have been there, I have been there,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
like, remember, there's no sequence, it's because you've been like, all your college
Yeah.
life, all your school life, you've been the this, nothing more. Study, regurgitate, score, study, regurgitate. That's been the pattern. So for people to go
Yeah.
outside that pattern and be more free flowing and fluid can be quite a scary process, but
Right.
it's the best in the long term, most exciting for everyone involved. So I would
Yes.
definitely say people drop the barriers and venture into this sort of process, irrespective of
Yeah.
whether they're doing the teachers training course with us or not. Even if you're,
Yes.
private teachers, do consider it, do open to it gently if you're not already there.
Right, right. That brings me to this idea of maybe in one of our sessions we could talk about uh, how this way of learning and teaching uh, helped our personalities to grow. So how it changed us. Like, were there any challenging points within our personality or within our way of thinking that changed because of this way of learning and teaching? So I think that's a very interesting topic to explore in one of our next live sessions. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely we'll do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So, teacher training course starting from 18th April, and get in touch with us. All the information that you need is in the description of this video. And that's it. Rupa and I will see you soon in the next session with another interesting topic. So,
Absolutely.
thank you for joining us, and feel free to comment on this video and send in your questions or feedback. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
So, thanks. Okay, Rupa. Bye. See you.
Joy to be talking to you always. And good luck, everyone. Take care. Bye.